This game, in my opinion, hits the trifecta of storytelling, gameplay, and history that many other games fall short of. I'm not speaking here for any other entries in the series, but Ubisoft took an extra year to create this game, and it really shows. They did not pull any stops. This is especially impressive after the poor reception of AC Unity and Syndicate, of which I actually thought were quite good, but we can leave that for another time. The amount of detail, research, and craft put into Origins puts it into a league of its own, especially as Ubisoft was scrambling to create a new formula that worked. Now let's start with the storytelling. We play as Bayek of Siwa, a protector of his region who wears the honorable badge of Medjay. It's not very often that we find games with protagonists who spark a feeling of valor, duty, and heartbreak. Not to delve too deeply into spoilers, but we witness Bayek go through a canon event that sees him going across the entirety of Egypt in revenge against the mysterious Order of the Ancients, a secretive and powerful organization that has embedded its roots into the land and is spreading its misuse of power and corruption. Along the way, we tally up with close friends and allies who too have suffered at the hands of these tyrants, and we delve deeply into the interactions that they have with each other, revealing to us the societal structure and daily lives of people at the time. Set in the Ptolemaic period, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, between 49 and 43 BCE, our story is cast in a tumultuous period of Egypt's history, where the region witnesses ever-increasing influence from foreign entities such as the Greeks and the Romans, and this really brings about interesting storylines throughout our playthrough, as we see the combining of different societies and the prejudice that comes into action with it. On a mission to exact his revenge, Bayek traverses through the land, encountering individuals who are in need of aid, and slowly pins together the clues of this elusive Order of the Ancients to gain a deeper understanding of this shadow that is gripping his land. Through this, we see a character who is extremely duty-bound and will lay his life down for Egypt. I often see comments throughout YouTube saying that Bayek should have received the trilogy, and after this game, I wholeheartedly agree. Paired with masterful and emotive voice acting, the character comes to life amongst interactions with his fellow Egyptians, depicting his love and duty-bound role to his land. His character catches our eye when interacting with children and animals, a detail that Ubisoft has masterfully added to show the character's deep involvement with his community and his willingness to lay down his life for it. This brings us into the gameplay. Now obviously this game has departed quite a distance from the original Assassin's Creed games, with Ubisoft opting for more of an open world RPG system. The threads of this were already beginning to appear in previous entries, and one would have to think that this was in part due to the overwhelmingly positive reception of Witcher 3 2 years prior. Nevertheless, this approach breathes a new life into the Assassin's Creed franchise that would then sprout out various successes in the coming years. I quite enjoyed the freedom that this open world format gave me, allowing us to enjoy the detailed world at our own pace and explore the various landmarks in their entirety. Although some of the gameplay ended up becoming quite stale and repetitive, I think the engagement with the new cities and exploring locations that are lost to time, such as the library or lighthouse of Alexandria, brought enough to the table to keep me engaged. As for the combat, the game opted for more of a Souls-like experience, with the option to time attacks and the utility of weapons such as the bow and arrow and various tools. I quite enjoyed this approach compared to the previous games where it felt a little bit more button mashy. There were rarely times that I engaged in battle and it felt like it was a drag. The enemies felt responsive and honestly sometimes caught me off guard with their quick moves and surprisingly devastating hits. Quests felt long enough to stop them from feeling too grindy, Although there were some fillers that I opted to skip entirely. It felt like you were in the shoes of Bayek, truly attending to the needs of the people of the region. The stories were quite interesting as well, as there was quite obviously a lot of detail put into the lore. You would attend to various matters that deeply involved the various deities of Egyptian culture, such as Sobek and Wadjet, reflecting Ubisoft's deep engagement with the source material. Now this leads us into my favorite topic of the video, which is the history within the game. Now I want to preface this by saying that I'm no history buff by any stretch of the imagination, but this game has ignited the spark within me. I can't even count the number of times I've stopped to explore the beautiful cities in this game, climbing the Temple of Zeus or exploring the Great Pyramids. There's just so much detail and love made into these locations, and the color and size really bring them to life. Ubisoft has really just dominated in this category, recruiting the help of academics from universities who specialize in Egyptology, and these experts gave the studio a deep insight into the daily lives, the social structures, the clothing, religious activities, and the honest day-to-day activities of the people at the time. What's more, they worked out the internal networking of structures such as the chambers within the Great Pyramids, releasing them in-game and giving us the opportunity to spelunk these beautiful structures. What blew me away was that through these collaborations, they were actually able to discover brand new areas within the pyramids in real life. What I really love as well is the discovery mode that was added to the game, allowing players and students alike to view Egypt in its day as a pure spectator without any of the game's aspects to it. And I think this is a real love letter to just the period and the area that this game is set in. There's been just so much detail and research put into it, and it really shows. Assassin's Creed Origins really nails the three main criteria that, in my opinion, put it in a class of its own. Ubisoft masterfully created this game with incredible attention to detail, history, and a fantastic story to boot. One that truly kicks off the beginnings of the Assassin's Creed franchise as we know it. At the end of the day, what this video comes down to is my belief that video games are a form of art. They have the unique power to emotionally move us and keep us engaged like no other medium today. And like many other masterpieces, Assassin's Creed Origins stands as one of the most beautiful and impactful entries in a long-standing fan favorite franchise.
Hi there, just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. This is obviously a brand new YouTube channel, and we would love any feedback and potential topic ideas that you might want us to make in the future. We are before the coffee gets cold, and we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe and give us a like, and we wish you a great day.